My microphone did not want to connect to the camera. Is this the best professional 5-inch FPV drone out there? Did I have the wrong drone? Today I'll be answering the question, is the GEPRC MK5 the best drone out there? Obviously not, because there's drones for every single purpose, but this is the best 5-inch out there for professional use because this drone's freaking awesome. But there are a few caveats. Getting into number one, the price, which this thing is about $600, even over $600 for the Express LRS version, which is what you want to get because anyone not running Express LRS is stupid.
You're stupid.
And this really only has one main competitor right now that's any good, is the Nazgul Evoke 5, which is also $600. Other people have done comparisons in the past and think of those as what you may have different better parts, like the motors on the Evoke are probably better than these. Frame on this is way better than the Evoke. This thing obviously is going to be good. It's going to have top of the class vibration handling because of a fancy frame, pretty good efficiency, very good flight controller, very good ESCs. That's very good everything. And funny, if you're to actually build this drone with all the parts, I don't exactly remember how much it costs, but it costs a lot more money than to buy the bind and fly. But it's kind of funny because the electronics used in here aren't my first choice. I'd go with a slightly cheaper stack, like the ESC and flight controller, but I would go with this frame. If you're to build a budget version, I would go with this frame, the GEPRC MK5, and go with the Zing 2207, so like $19 motor and a very nice motor. Right now, that's basically the best motor on the market for the price. You can obviously get better. You can get $30 motors that are going to perform 3% better, so get that if you want. I'm starting because it is freaking cold outside and I'm running out of sunlight because I can't get my work today, but that is okay. This thing flies very smooth. Basically the smoothest out there. I've done tuning to it. I've done everything to it. This handles everything. Like, this is a noob drone too when it comes down to tuning because it's just so simple to deal with. There's like, you don't have to deal with lots of crap on it. This is very smooth flying. And when it comes down to durability, this is by far the best 5-inch I've ever heard of for durability. Never broken an arm, never broken motor, I haven't even dented the motor, not even scratched the motor. These things are tough and I've abused this thing, let me tell you. I go through like this set of props every 10 minutes, geez. Every pack I go through a whole set of props and I don't get rid of my props until there's little chunks of plastic falling off. That's how aggressive I am with it. And I'm just a really bad pilot, so that seems to do it. So the new version, this is the MK5 03 version, so it has a 03 air unit. That's really the only difference between the old analog version and I guess slightly different colored front up here. But if you're building your own, get whatever frame you're doing, but it's a very solid frame. That's really the star of the show is the frame. Like, probably hands down my favorite FPV frame out there. What I like so much about it is the tapered down carbon, which makes this frame just indestructible. And typically people complain whenever you make the base of the arm stronger, you're gonna make the whole chassis weaker, but this chassis is so much there that it just really doesn't break. Honestly, your weak point is right here, and that's where you want your weak point to be, if there is a weak point, but I've literally smashed this thing at 70 miles an hour into the sprinkler. I'll have to find a video of that and show it right here.
You stupid.
This one I was like a week into owning it, so my first 5-inch real drone, and completely indestructible. Okay, I'm gonna talk about some mods I've done to this. I've obviously have a GoPro on here. I 3D printed a new camera mount because I broke that. I made this for my GoPro. I designed and made this for a GPS, which I smashed because I'm an idiot, and that's about it. And you just have this Race Day Quads battery on it, which are pretty good. I would go with Ovionic now, but I didn't know at the time. Go with Ovionic, they're the best battery for bang for a buck. Okay, let's talk about the Dead Cat version. This is the Dead Cat version. I would not go with the Dead Cat version because Dead Cats have slightly worse flight characteristics. They're still not that bad, but in a professional drone, go with the next frame. The reason why they have the Dead Cat version is so with your 03 air unit, you do not get the props in view, but that's not a huge deal. It's okay to have props in view because it's your FPV camera. And everyone's gonna be screaming at me in the comments, oh, the FPV camera is perfectly good for gathering professional 4K 60 footage. No, it's not. The 03 is okay. I've used it in the past for gigs and stuff. It works, but on a 5-inch like this, just put an extra camera, a GoPro or a DJI Action, like what I'm recording this on right now. So many better colors than the 03. And plus you want 30 FPS, 1/60 exposure, which is super long and gonna give you a lot of cinematic feel. And you wanna run 100 FPS or 120 FPS, maxed out ISO, maxed out shutter speed, so you can get the crispest FPV lowest latency feed. So that's just kind of where I stand on that. You can disagree and get the Dead Cat if you want, but then because if you want not props on you because you want to use this for stuff. But then in that case, this drone's probably not meant for you. I'd probably recommend going to something cheaper, building something cheaper. Sorry, it's freezing cold out here now. I'm freezing. It was warm a second ago, but basically this drone is a very good drone. It's still the best 5-inch out there. Best 5-inch bind and fly. Obviously you can build betters like Vanover drone or Johnny FPV or the Mr. Steele's drone. They're all going to be better than this, obviously, but this is a bind and fly. It is super expensive. It's from a big company, good parts in it. It's pretty solid. I'd recommend it for professional use. Hobbyists can use it, and that's okay. And I'm a hobbyist and I use it. It's lovely. I love it. I know everyone's gonna think I say, oh, best drone, all drone, best drone. Sure, I do research on my crap before I buy it, so that's all I gotta say about that. But I don't buy crap that I think is crappy. So yeah, just buy it. But if you wanna see more videos like this is 6 months into the review, 6 months into me owning it. And if you like that, subscribe and I'll do more videos like this. And see you next time. Bye.